Hey everyone, in this video we're looking at factorizing quadratics. So factorizing monic quadratic. Monic just means 1 and it's to do with the coefficient in front of an x. So talk about that using algebraic strategies. So we're just doing this by what we call inspection because it doesn't have, when there's other ways to do this, create formulas, but it's by inspection. So one of the things you want to be kind of pretty fluent with is your times tables. So here we are factorizing monic equation. So the word monic means 1. And what that means is that this value here, this a, is going to always be a 1. So in this case, when it's monic, it means that a is 1. So if that's the case, then we don't actually write it in. So it'll always look like x squared plus bx plus c when we're dealing with monics. If we have like non-monic, it just means that there's a coefficient in front of this here that isn't a 1. So a, b, c are different numbers, and they're your coefficients. This one here is actually a constant. But anyway, here we go. We're factorizing by finding factors and putting them back into brackets. So if this is your factorized form, you expand it using FOIL, German handshake, distributive law, Oprah Winfrey. But what we're doing is we're going to, when we factorize, we're actually putting it back into the 2 brackets. So to do that, you can have a look by inspection. So putting the brackets back on. So if you have a look here, here it is in expanded form. There it is in factorized form. We're essentially looking for what combination of the variables can we make the length of one side and the other one, and so it still equals the same area. So if we have a look, think of it as, remember this is a, b, c. Find 2 numbers that multiply together to give c and add to give b. So some people like to set this up as a grid, and by grid I mean an x, and they like to put their b and then their c value, and then what they're going to do is multiply. So remember, you need to multiply to give c and add together to give b. So they'll pick 2 numbers across here and they'll do that. So we'll use that method for like this first one here. So I'm factorizing the following expressions. I'm trying to find 2 numbers that multiply together to give c. This is c here, so I'm going to write 8 in, and then also add together to give me b, which is this number, and it's 6. So these are nice positive numbers to start off with. So here we go. I'm thinking start with your multiplication. So 8s, your multiples of 8 are going to be anything of what 2 numbers could quickly add up together. So 8, 2 times 4 would be 1. So 2 times 4, 2, 4. They multiply to get 8 and add together to give us 6. So factorizing for this one would be x plus 2 and x plus 4. So that's going to help you out there. If you're unsure, you can always expand your brackets using FOIL, distributive law, whatever you want to call it. And then this one here though, so we have a negative number. So you can keep using this one here. Another method you might like to use is what we call, I've seen like a tally. So I want a number that is plus 6 and multiplies for minus 7. So and plus, sorry. So I'm looking for a pair, so multiplying to be 7, it's going to be, well, 7's a prime number, so yay, happy days, it's only going to be 1 and 7. Has to be negative, so one of these has to be a negative on it. And they're also going to add together to give us plus 6. So it's most likely going to be negative 1 plus 7, because negative 1 plus 7 equals positive 6. So I know my 2 factors are now negative 1, positive 7, So, oh, I don't know why that's all skewed. I think I'm just sitting a bit crooked. X minus 1, X plus 7. And if you're unsure, so X times X equals X squared minus an X plus 7X minus 7 all over. So negative 1 plus 7 gives us X squared plus 6X minus 7. Yay. And this one here, so finding factors of 20, multiples of 20. I'm going to just move this down a little bit and write them. So I'm going to do it down here. And you might want to do this in like pencil first, so I'm just going to pick a different color. Let's go green. I'm going to find numbers here, so multiples, so 4 and 5. But I know now it's a negative, so how might, and this is a positive, so this is the clue here for you. Generally, it's going to be two negatives, minus 4, minus 5. And my x's are here, x, x. So if you have a look here, I've actually set up my two brackets. Now I know some people don't like this method. This is the one I kind of grew up on, so I like using it. But if you find something that works better for you, then that is fine. So if we have a look here, it's x minus 4 and x minus 5. Again, you could expand that out and you get your answer. Alright, that is it. If you're getting really stuck, remember positive, negative, 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 and positive, and use your calculator and to deal with your integers. So I cannot stress that enough. Use your calculator. If you're struggling and you'll become a lot more fluent with it, and that's okay. So factorize these quadratic expressions. Here we go, nice mnemonics. So see, invisible maths, no ones at the front, and find a number that, find numbers that multiply to these, but and add to these. Oh look, I even gave you nice positive ones. Alright, all the best, stay awesome.